do you guys think that I should go with the 3700X or the 3800X? All right, let's start buying some components, or at least putting a build together. Now, I'm using a website called PC Part Picker. And if you guys have any suggestions at all about what I should build, use PC Part Picker to set up the list and drop them in the comments below. So the first thing that we're gonna choose is the CPU. What do you guys think? Intel or AMD? Now, I know the main thing I'm gonna be using this computer for is video editing with Premiere Pro and After Effects. So I went over to Adobe's website and I took a look at their system requirements. And if I scroll down here to the CPU, I see that, well, I need at least 8 cores, but anything more than 8 cores, you don't really get a whole lot of efficiency out of it. It's pretty optimized for an 8-core CPU. So if I wanted to future-proof, I could get an 8 or 12-core CPU, or I could just go with 8 cores and be happy with that because it's gonna last me quite a while. So I'm gonna head over to PC Part Picker, I'm gonna choose the CPU, and before I click on any of these and even look at price, I'm gonna narrow everything down. So core count, I'm gonna make it exactly 8 cores. So I want an 8-core CPU. I don't want a 64-core CPU. I will never use that. But I can show 8 to 14 cores, that's fine. Clock speed, I want at least 3.2 gigahertz. That is what they recommend. At least 3.2 gigahertz. I am gonna try to push that as fast as I possibly can. I do want a higher chips or a higher clock speed there. And then I am going to go ahead and leave these all blank down here. Okay, cool. So now let's look at graphics cards. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the price just so that it's at least $31. That gets rid of all of those ones that have no price on them because they're not actually available to buy. And let's see the offerings. So I've got a Ryzen 7 3700X, which is a 3.6 gigahertz for their core clock, which looks good. It's above that 3.2, and a boost clock of 4.4. I can also go with, 12 cores, 3.8, 4.6. I like that. It's faster. It's going to use more power, but it's got more cores. But it's almost twice the price. I don't think I want to spend that much. And a 9900K, which 8 cores. So this one and this one are like the same chip, but the one's $480, the other's $300. All right, I'm going AMD. I'm gonna stick with AMD. I'm gonna get rid of all the Intel chips. I also only went 3rd gen Ryzen chips because of the chipset architecture. That is another video. I'm not even gonna get into it, but I'm gonna go ahead and limit it just to Ryzen 3rd gen, which I don't think I can actually do. No, I can't. Okay, that's fine. We can just, look at 3rd gen is all the ones that have a 3 in the name. All right, so I like the 3700X. I also like this 3800 because I get an extra 300 megahertz in the core clock, which is where it's going to be running most often. I also get a faster boost clock, and the price difference is only $40. Now, is that $40 worth, or is that difference worth that $40? Well, that's kind of up to you guys. Do you guys think that I should go with the 3700X or the 3800X? For now, I'm gonna put in the 3800X because it is the faster chip, but if you guys can make a compelling argument to me that the 3700X would be better, now I'm gonna preface that with saying I am going to liquid cool it so I can overclock. I also want to run it for at least 2 weeks without liquid cooling to see if it is fast enough on its own. So now that you know those, 3700X or the 3800X, what do you guys think? It's a price difference of about $40. I'm gonna go ahead and add this one to my parts list for now, but if you guys make a compelling argument, I'll change it. All right, we chose the CPU, let's move it to the next one, the motherboard.